From translation, ISV, International Standard Version, this 256th day of the year. Today we are reading passages Ezekiel 43 through 45. Ezekiel chapter 43 verses 1 to 27. Then he brought me back to the gate that faced east. I saw the glory of the God of Israel coming from the east. His voice sounded like the roar of many waters, and the earth shone with his glory. The vision I saw was like the one I had seen when he came to destroy the city, and like the visions I had seen by the river Kebar. I fell face down. The glory of the Lord entered the temple by way of the gate that faced east. The Spirit lifted me up and brought me to the inner court. I saw that the glory of the Lord had filled the temple. I heard him speaking to me from within the temple, while the man was standing beside me. He said to me, "Son of man, this is the place of my throne and the place for the soles of my feet, where I will live among the Israelites forever. The house of Israel will never again defile my holy name, neither they nor their kings, by their prostitution and by the carcasses of their kings at their high places, by placing their threshold next to my threshold and their doorposts beside my doorposts, with only a wall between them and me. They have defiled my holy name, so I have consumed them in my anger. From now on, they will put their detestable idols and their kings far away from me, and I will live among them forever. You, son of man, describe the temple to the Israelites, and tell them about its appearance and its design. Let them know its exits and entrances, its entire design, and all its statutes, laws, and regulations. Write this down for them so they can obey all of it. This is the law of the temple. Its entire area on top of the mountain is 1,000 meters by 1,000 meters all around. And its entire area within 500 meters of its border is holy ground. This is the law of the temple. The entire area on top of the mountain all around it will be most holy. Behold, this is the law of the temple. These are the measurements of the altar in cubits, the cubit being 1 cubit plus a handbreadth. The base is 1 cubit high and 1 cubit wide, with a border 1 span wide all around its edge. This is the height of the altar. From the base on the ground to the lower ledge, it is 2 cubits high and 1 cubit wide. And from the smaller ledge to the larger one, it is 4 cubits high and 1 cubit wide. The hearth is 12 cubits long, 12 cubits wide, and its 4 sides form a square. The altar is 18 cubits high, and it has 4 horns projecting upward from its top. The altar is square, 12 cubits long by 12 cubits wide. The ledge is 14 cubits long and 14 cubits wide on all 4 sides. The border around it is half a cubit, and its base is 1 cubit all around. Its steps face east. He said to me, "Son of man, this is what the Lord God says. These are the regulations for the altar, when they offer burnt offerings on it, and sprinkle blood on it. You are to give a young bull as a sin offering to the Levitical priests, who are of the descendants of Zadok, who approach me to serve me, declares the Lord God. You are to take some of its blood and put it on the 4 horns of the altar, on the 4 corners of the ledge, and on the border all around it. This is how you will purify it and make atonement for it. You are to take the young bull and offer it as a sin offering. You are to do this at the appointed place, outside the temple area. On the 2nd day, you are to offer a male goat without defect as a sin offering, and they are to purify the altar, just as they did with the bull. When you have finished purifying it, you are to offer a young bull without defect and a ram without defect from the flock. You are to present them before the Lord, and the priests are to sprinkle salt on them and offer them up as a burnt offering to the Lord. For 7 days you are to offer a goat as a sin offering daily. They are also to offer a young bull and a ram from the flock, both without defect. For 7 days the priests are to purify the altar. This is how they will dedicate it. When they have finished these days, Then on the 8th day, and after that, the priests are to offer on the altar your burnt offerings and your peace offerings. And I will accept you, declares the Lord God. Ezekiel chapter 44, verses 1 to 31. The man brought me back to the outer gate of the sanctuary, which faced east. It was shut. The Lord said to me, "This gate will remain shut. It will not be opened, and no one will enter through it. For the Lord, the God of Israel, has entered through it. Therefore, it will remain shut. As for the prince, since he is a prince, he can enter and sit in the gate to eat in the presence of the Lord. He will enter and leave through the gate." The man led me through the gate to the inner court, which faced north. When he looked, he saw that the glory of the Lord had filled the Lord's temple, and he fell face down. The Lord said to me, "Son of man, pay attention. Look and listen carefully to what I'm about to show you. And also take to heart all the regulations I'm about to tell you about the temple and its rituals. Declare to the house of Israel everything you see. You are to tell the rebellious house, that is, the house of Israel, to stop their detestable acts. They have admitted foreigners, uncircumcised in heart and uncircumcised in flesh, into my sanctuary, so that they could profane my temple when you offered my food, fat, and blood. They have made my covenant void, along with all your detestable acts. You have not kept charge of my holy things, but you have appointed foreigners to keep charge of my sanctuary. This is what the Lord God says: no foreigner, uncircumcised in heart or uncircumcised in flesh, may enter my sanctuary. Not even one of the foreigners who live among the Israelites. The Levites who went far from me when Israel strayed away from me to follow their idols will bear their guilt. However, they will serve in my sanctuary as servants, assigned to all the temple's work and whatever needs to be done. But because they served them in the presence of their idols and became a snare to the house of Israel, I have sworn an oath against them, declares the Lord God. They will bear their guilt. They will not approach me to serve as my priests or approach any of my holy things or the most holy offerings. They will bear their shame and their actions that brought disgrace on them. But I will appoint them to keep charge of the temple, for all its work and for all that needs to be done in it. The priests who are of the descendants of Zadok and who guarded my charge when the Israelites strayed away from me will approach me again to serve me, and they will stand before me to offer me the fat and the blood, declares the Lord God. They will enter my sanctuary, and they will approach my table to serve me. They will keep my charge. When they enter the gates of the inner court, they are to wear linen garments. They are not to put on any wool when they minister at the gates of the inner court or within it. They are to wear linen turbans on their heads and linen undergarments around their waists. They must not be girded with anything that causes them to sweat. When they go out into the outer court to the people, they will take off the garments they were wearing while ministering and leave them in the holy chambers. Then they will put on other garments so as not to consecrate the people by their garments. They must not shave their heads or let their hair grow long. They are to keep their hair trimmed. The priests must not drink wine when they enter the inner court. They are not to marry a widow or a divorced woman. They can marry only a virgin from the family of Israel or a widow who is the widow of a priest. They are to instruct my people about what is holy and what is profane, and about what is clean and what is unclean. In legal matters they will stand as judges. They will judge according to my ordinances. They are also to keep my laws and my statutes during all my appointed festivals and on my Sabbaths. The priests are not to defile themselves by going near a dead person. However, for a father, a mother, a son, a daughter, a brother, or a virgin sister who has no husband, they may defile themselves after he has been cleansed. 7 days are to pass for him. On the day he enters the sanctuary to minister in the inner court, he is to offer a sin offering for himself, declares the Lord God. There will be no inheritance for them. I am their inheritance. You are not to give them any possession in Israel. I am their possession. They will eat the grain offering, the sin offering, and the guilt offering. Every devoted thing in Israel will be theirs. The best of all the firstfruits and all the contributions of any kind you give will belong to the priests. You are to give them the first of your bread dough, so that a blessing may rest on your household. The priests will not eat anything that dies a natural death, or that has been torn apart by wild animals, whether bird or beast. Ezekiel chapter 45, verses 1 to 25. When you divide the land by lot for an inheritance, present a sacred offering to the Lord. 25,000 meters long and 10,000 meters wide. This entire area will be holy. A section of it will be a square, 5,000 meters on each side, and it will be holy ground. The temple will be built in its center. This area, 25,000 meters by 10,000 meters, will be assigned to the priests as sacred ground. It will be a holy area of land, set apart for the priests who serve in the sanctuary, who approach to serve the Lord. It will be a place for their homes, and a holy area for the sanctuary, an area 25,000 cubits long and 10,000 cubits wide will be for the Levites who serve in the temple. This will be their property for cities to live in. You are to give the city an area 5,000 cubits wide and 25,000 cubits long, adjacent to the holy area. It will be for the whole house of Israel. The prince will have land on both sides of the holy area and the city's land, extending westward and eastward. Its length will be comparable to one of the tribal allotments, and its width 25,000 cubits, from the eastern boundary to the western boundary. This land will be his property in Israel. My princes will no longer oppress my people, but will give the rest of Israel the land according to their tribes. This is what the Lord God says. Enough, princes of Israel. Stop your violence and oppression. Do what is just and right. Stop oppressing my people. This is what the Lord God says. You are to use accurate scales, an accurate ephah, and an accurate bath. The ephah and the bath will be the same size. The bath containing 1/10 of a homer, and the ephah 1/10 of a homer. The homer will be the standard unit of volume. The shekel will weigh 20 gerahs. 20 shekels, 25 shekels, and 15 shekels will make 1 maneh for you. This is your offering, 1/6 of an ephah from each homer of wheat, and 1/6 of an ephah from each homer of barley. The prescribed portion of oil, expressed in baths, will be 1/10 of a bath per homer of grain. 10 baths equal 1 homer, since a homer contains 10 baths. 1 sheep will be taken from every flock of 200 sheep in Israel. Use these for grain offerings, burnt offerings, and peace offerings to make atonement for them. This is what the Lord God says. All the people of the land will be obliged to give this offering to the prince of Israel. It will be the prince's responsibility to provide the burnt offerings, grain offerings, and drink offerings at the festivals, on the new moon, on the Sabbath, and at all the appointed assemblies of the house of Israel. He will provide the sin offering, the grain offering, the burnt offering, and the peace offerings to make atonement for the house of Israel. This is what the Lord God says. On the first day of the first month, you are to take a young bull without defect and purify the sanctuary. The priest will take some of the blood of the sin offering and put it on the doorposts of the temple, on the 4 corners of the ledge of the altar, and on the gateposts of the inner court. You are to do the same thing on the 7th day of the month for anyone who has sinned unintentionally or through ignorance. This is how you will make atonement for the temple. On the 14th day of the first month, you will observe the Passover, a 7-day festival. During that time, you will eat bread made without yeast. On that day, the prince will provide a young bull as a sin offering for himself and for all the people of the land. During the 7 days of the festival, he will provide 7 young bulls and 7 rams without defect as a burnt offering to the Lord, 1 each day for the 7 days. He will also provide a male goat daily as a sin offering. He will provide a grain offering of an ephah for each bull and an ephah for each ram, along with a hin of olive oil for each ephah. During the 7 days of the festival, which begins on the 15th day of the 7th month, he will provide these things for 7 days, for the sin offering, the burnt offering, the grain offering, and for the oil.